In this video, we're going to look at how to identify and how to fix an issue where your Facebook lead forms are not connected correctly. So what this means is that the leads are not getting automatically passed through from Facebook when they fill out the lead form ad through to your system here or into your pipeline, automations, etc. So there's a couple of telltale signs as to what will happen here. So one is that you may get no leads at all. But secondly, if you have connected your lead ad with a call to action at the end of the lead ad and you're getting leads, so in this case we see there is a stage of booked a phone call, and following that they can fill in a survey. So we've actually got 16 leads here in the last couple of days that have actually done those steps, but no one that's in the lead stage. So either the form's not connected or it's a 100% booking rate. So it's unlikely to be a 100% booking rate. The other thing is that the telltale sign we see here is that the source indicator here says phone appointments. That's the name of the calendar. Whereas if it was a direct integration with a Facebook lead ad, it would say Facebook lead form. So now that we've recognized that's what's going on, there are three possible situations here. One is that the Facebook form hasn't been mapped correctly. The second is that it has been mapped, but it's not set up in the relevant workflow. And the third one is that you've done the first two steps, but there's an authorization issue in what's called leads access in your Facebook account. It's very unlikely to be that, so we're going to work on the first two first. So, assuming you've actually connected your Facebook page, and if you haven't done that, then that's the first fix, but just simply go to the help video on connecting your Facebook page. Once you've done that, then in the left-hand menu, click on Settings, and then click on Integrations. And then verify that you do have your Facebook connected. You should see, it'll say Selected Page, and it'll say your page. If that's not there, then that's the first fix, but follow the video on how to connect your Facebook page for that. Assuming you've done that, click on Facebook Form Fields Mapping up the top. And then what you'll find here is that if a form is not connected, you'll see a big green button that says Map Fields. If it is connected and turned on, it'll look like this, and there'll be a little blue slider bar. And if it's mapped but not turned on, then you'll see it like this. So the status you want it to be is like that, so it's mapped and turned on. And what will happen when you click on a map fields, it'll just ask you to map the full name to full name, phone number to phone, email to email. Basically the form that the fields on the left are your Facebook fields on the Facebook lead form, and the fields on the right are what you've got in your system here. Note that if you do have custom fields and you want to map a custom question from a Facebook lead form, then the custom field that you create here in your system should be a text field. So it doesn't work well with radio fields or checkboxes, things like that. So if you're mapping to a custom field value, make sure it's a text field and it will work just fine. So once you've mapped the field and made sure the status is on, that's the first step. And then from there, the next step is to go into workflows. So we go back and we look for our automation menu, and then within automation, we go to workflows. And what you want to do is find the workflow associated to what you've likely set up as a nurture sequence. So if you haven't set one up at all, then yes, that is the problem. But if you've got an existing one and you've got a new lead form, well, maybe you need to update that. So in this example, we're going to say we do already have a workflow created that is nurturing these leads, and it's this one here that we've called funnel opt-in or lead form. And in this one, we have a form on our funnel page completed when someone fills that in. Then we have a Facebook lead form and another Facebook lead form. So if yours isn't here and it's not connected, that's what you have to connect. So basically you click Add New Trigger, you select Facebook from this drop down. So you change CRM to Facebook, and then choose Facebook lead form submitted. Click Add Filters, then select In Form, and then choose the form that you've mapped. So in this case, I'm just going to choose this one here. And then I'm going to label it so I can see what's going on in my triggers. So I'm going to call this one the name of the lead form submitted, and save, and now I can see that here, so I know that's what that's doing. And then importantly, of course, is to actually save the workflow. So once you've done those two steps, that's very likely fixed the problem. Now, the way to check this is actually to use the, like at this point, if you've set this up, you can actually test that it's working using the Facebook lead ad testing tool. Okay, so that's what we're going to do now, and this will diagnose whether or not there is a third solution that needs to be addressed. Below this video is the link to get to the Facebook lead ads testing tool. If the link has changed, you're basically looking on the developers.facebook.com site for the lead ads testing tool. And what you want to do is select your page, select your form from these drop downs and hit create lead. If it says a lead's already been created, simply click delete lead and then create lead again. You're not deleting any real data, it's just deleting a test because it means you've already done a test. So once you've created a lead, then click track status. And what you want to see down the bottom is a status of pending. If you see something in the error code, that means that you've got an access issue with your lead access, right? So to complete this verification step, we can actually go back into the sales pipeline and we should see that Facebook test data sitting there in your system, or at least sitting in your contacts if you haven't actually connected the automation to add them to a pipeline. So in this case, we can actually see on the left-hand column in leads, we see, it'll be blurred out on the screen for you, but it'll basically say Facebook lead dummy data is what it will say. If you don't have the automation, the workflow mapped to put that lead into the pipeline, then you can instead go to your contacts area and you'll see the Facebook lead dummy data name in the contacts area. So last thing is, what happens if you do that and you do get the error code? How do you fix it? So hopefully at this point in the video, you've got what you need and you can just keep going with your ads. But if you don't, this is the last solution here that you need to run through. So if you had an error on the Facebook lead testing tool, what you need to do is go into your business settings, into this area here. If your business settings don't look like this, look for another button, a little cog that says business settings, and then another button that says more business settings to get to this view. And what you want to get to is this integrations top menu here, and then open up leads access. And you'll find if you had that error, it's very likely that you'll actually see that particular Facebook page on this list. And what you want to do is select that page, and up the top right, it will actually have a button over here that says Restore Default Access. And when you restore default access, it will enable the connection to work. You can go back and you can run the test again, and it should now work, and your lead ads will come through.